Sometimes survivor's remorse is simply you moving on and feeling guilty about it. Guys, what's good? Welcome to the Bear Brain Podcast, where the goal is to rise above it all, stay elevated, create that infinity, and up you. I'm your host, Isaiah. This is year 5 of the Bear Brain Podcast. What a beautiful thing, guys. Man. And thank you all for being here. Wow. You know, it's crazy. Sometimes we don't realize what it is that we are creating, who it is that's creating it, and how impactful it can be. The day in, the day out, right? Your own life experiences, outside of the things that you're doing. It all has purpose, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. But we're here. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here. Grateful to have you guys here. So we're 5 years in. And you know what's funny about success and milestones is what it takes to be successful, to have milestones, uh, to just kind of grow in life. It takes a lot of endings, transitions, right? Uh, Reconfiguring, acceptance, reality checks, accountability on your end. And I was thinking about this concept of survivor's remorse. We hear it a lot of times when somebody passes, right? And the other person feels guilty. Like it should have been me, or I should have done more. Or the fact that I'm here and the other person's not makes me feel guilty to some degree. But I thought about it a little bit more, and a lot of times it's not even about uh, it's not even about a person passing. Instead, it could be the passing of a relationship, of a connection. And then I thought about it a little bit more. You know how guilty you feel when you start setting boundaries, or when you finally learn to start asking for what it is that you need in your relationships. And it's not happening. So now you learn to honor yourself and say, you know what? This space does not take care of me. This space does not take care of me. So now I have to make adjustments. I may have to walk away from this relationship. There's guilt there because there may be resistance, a lack of understanding from the other party, or the other party just not showing up, right? And them kind of being okay. And now you recognize, damn, that's sad. Because now I have to move on. Right? I have to keep going. I gotta live my life. And there's pain that comes with that. There's a harsh reality that comes from that. However, it's you deciding, hey, I want better for myself. I'm going to seek that. So I'm going to do better for myself. Okay. That's why I think a lot of times success is such this weird thing, because it comes with a level of grief and sadness, right? Because if you think about everything I had to go through to be successful and what I may have had to let go of to be successful, it's sad. And then you have people say, oh man, you changed. Or we don't hang out anymore. Or we don't talk anymore. Survivor's remorse, right? You feel guilty. Oh man, did I leave some friends behind? Did I not try hard enough? You know, could things have been different? You know, no one really talks about how hard it is to have high standards. Standards that you yourself can actually meet, right? However, standards that really create very honest relationships with other people in terms of how they take care of themselves, how they're willing to show up for you or not, right? Boundaries. Establishing boundaries in certain relationships will come with a level of understanding, recognition in terms of what may have been holding this relationship together. It was you, or sometimes the other person, right? Accepting a lower quality of a relationship just to have a relationship. And it was like, at what cost, right? At what cost? That's why when we say we want better, we have to ask ourselves, am I willing to be the person that can sustain better and that can also withstand the pain, the sadness, the anger for myself and other people that comes with me deciding I want better, right? I'm willing to do better. However, I want better as well. Having high standards means that you're going to have points, low points, where you recognize there are a lot of things around you, that a lot of relationships that you are existing in that start to look and feel a little bit different. It is not you saying that you're better than anyone. It's simply you recognizing, oh, this is the dynamic of our relationship. This is what was required of me to have you in my life. I had to be willing to accept certain things that I may not have deserved. Or the other person, right? If you're on the receptive end of somebody who seems like they are very, for lack of a better word, rigid, I want you to take a look at what they have managed to accomplish, how they are managing to show up for you and others as well as themselves. Like I was saying on a video I posted, you know, your standards only become expectations when your standards are no longer taking care of other people, or people are not benefiting from your standards. Now the standards that you have is an expectation because you want to be treated well. It is like, wait, up until this point, I didn't have to do much because I was so comfortable with you doing everything. And now you are seeking something from me that I'm not necessarily willing to give, that I may not be equipped to give, that I'm not looking to learn to give. Boundaries, self-respect, right? Self-awareness, accountability may feel uncomfortable, may feel wrong. The reason why is because you'll get pushback from people who aren't always doing right by you. Okay? Survivor's remorse. Moving on from situations or circumstances that are really draining your life source and deciding, hey, I'm going to have to learn to live without you. Because what you are showing me is that you are not willing to do life with me in a certain capacity that requires us both stepping up, showing up for each other, and making sure that we're both being taken care of. We don't think about it, right? But survivor's remorse is a thing, which is why, like I said, a lot of people fear setting boundaries because there's a backlash, right? People may avoid you now or treat you differently, right? Because you have boundaries. And it feels weird because it's like, well, I care about this person. I'm just looking to be taken care of. And that pushed you away. But we have to understand when a relationship fails because we want better, it's not just a harsh reality. It's necessary for our success. Okay? I want you to be mindful of your survivor's remorse. What's been going on lately that's required you to be a little bit more honest, to step up, to have a sobering truth in terms of who you are, who you have around you, what may need to be let go of, right? What requires a little bit more effort, who's making the effort, What have I been putting off because I fear doing something wrong? Or I fear somebody else being offended by my success? These are things we don't typically think of. But having standards, having self respect, asking for what you need, working hard to get the things that you need, and recognizing where your needs are not being met can come with a level of grief, can come with a level of regret, uncertainty, remorse. However, whenever you are making the decision to take better care of yourself because you realize I take care of others and I deserve to be taken care of. Not even just with people, but just in life. I want better. There are going to be a lot of transitions. But you have to keep going. I had somebody say to me, if I take your advice, I won't have anybody around me. And I say, well, who do you have? If you're aware that taking care of yourself will cause some people to not be around you anymore, who do you have? Who is around you? And what are they there for? Think about that, y'all. Success does have a level of sadness to it because you realize what you had to go through to get there. And not everybody is going to come along on that journey. They can't. Sometimes they don't want to. And you'll see it in how they treat you. But do it anyway. Hope you guys have an amazing week. We're just getting started. I got some interesting things coming through the pipeline. I can't wait to share it with you. One-on-one coaching is available. The link is in the bio of this episode. Book a session. I'm taking new clients. Shout out to all my subscribers on Spotify, Apple, Patreon. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to all my listeners. Y'all are dope. Be willing to be successful. And don't just ask for success or better things. Ask for the durability to sustain the grief that comes with the endings of certain things. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Take flight.